you cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Aw, yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rotten Roger DeMarco and
Evil Dead Inks. And Raj, prank calls are a criminal offense prosecuted under Penal Code 653M.
that is true, at least I think. I don't know.
Maybe in 1997. I don't know if prank calls are really... Do you think prank calls are even a thing? And I mean, you'd think it'd be easier with cell phones, and everyone has a phone now. It's not just regulated to one phone number per household.
Well, no one answers their phone anymore.
Oh,
so.
well, yeah. Yeah. The phone option is probably the least used app on my phone.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's gone. That's the wayside, you know? I mean, otherwise we'd be still getting Jerky Boys material. But we're not, so yeah.
Yeah, but way back in the Wayback Machine in 1997, prank calls were still a thing. Using a cell phone was still kind of a novelty device to have. What do you do with them cellular telephones, cellularized telephones?
I'm a rich college kid, goddammit.
Yep, it's a couple years beyond Scream. It's time for Scream Dose.
And we're going to jump back into that original formula of let's get some super pretty TV stars. You know, we're going to bring in Sarah Michelle Gellar. Was it Joshua Jackson?
Yeah, Josh Jackson has a scene. This is pre-Buffy for Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, this is
probably
like the year I think Buffy started was 97. So,
which was also Kevin Williamson, right?
No, that's all Joss Whedon.
Oh, Joss Whedon. There you go. Yeah.
It's 6 of one, half of the other, or whatever that saying is. Yeah,
Bird in the hand's worth a Ghostface in the bush.
Yeah, we got all kinds of early celebrity roles that we didn't know would be celebrity people. I mean, did Josh Jackson really ever reach like superstar level? Like, I always felt like he was on the verge and then never quite got there.
Yeah, he was in Mighty Ducks. He was Urban Legend,
Dawson's Creek, Cruel Intentions. I think he was on.
That was Ryan Felipe. Oh, I guess he's in it too. Yeah,
he's in it too. But he was on an X-Files show too, wasn't he, for a hot minute? Or is him and somebody else Fracture or something like that? Some kind of one-word thing.
Full disclosure, I'm not a Joshua Jackson aficionado, so
that's a weird caveat to have. Like, I know everything about Josh Jackson's career. You just ask me anything, I know it. But this is where the wheels started to fall off for me with this movie, and it starts even just with the opening of Omar Epps, which I knew from hey, that's Willie Mays Hayes from Major League 2.
Yep.
Which he went on to do House, the TV series House.
Yeah.
And
he's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Juice.
Yeah. Good old Juice.
That's him and...
You got the juice now.
Him and Keep Your Wife's Name Out Your Motherfucking Mouth, Jada Pinkett. With passes to a movie. Secret passes to a movie. And I don't know about you. Maybe I've always been in an old age mindset, but this screening, this is the special screening they go to for Stab, the faux movie of the Woodsboro murders. This atmosphere is reserved only for... There should be a caveat, like, you should only come see this style screening if you've seen this movie 100 times already. Like, I was...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would be fucking pissed if I went to a screening of a sneak preview movie, my first time seeing it, and there's just chaos.
Idiots
all over
everywhere.
The theater, like in mass, running up and down, screaming, hollering, throwing popcorn. I'm like, this is not an environment I want to be in, maybe ever. I don't even know if I would want to see I might want to see one of the Elm Streets that way, but I would still be slightly reserved. Being like, can y'all just settle the fuck down a little, please?
Can we take the volume level down a notch? Yeah, it's pandemonium in that theater.
I would,
also, that's your other weird celebrity cameo. Little Heather Graham taking over the role of Drew Barrymore in the opener of Stab.
Yeah, I like it. They make it very Friday the 13th-esque with like that she's gonna take a shower before taking the phone call and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I would take Jada Pinkett's outbursts any day of the week over just this non-stop. Like, they're quiet for like 8 seconds of this screening. Then it's back to this blah, so much mayhem that you don't notice someone stabbed repeatedly in the seat next to you.
It's a publicity stunt, man. That's what they try and say later. Like, oh, everybody in the theater thought it was a joke. Like, that's stone cold murder.
That, and I really do not understand when dude's in the bathroom and starts like, I've never heard noises in the bathroom that made me want to listen closer. Like, if anything, I am pissing quicker, washing my hands, getting the hell out of there. No sound is making me want to stick around and see. There's no investigation key that kicks on when I hear
like killer mommy. It's very Jason Voorhees-esque, but you're not gonna peek your eye through the glory hole a la Scary Movie.
No, it sounds like someone's like having constipation issues over there.
Yeah, bear down on it, buddy.
Like, bite something, put a belt in your mouth, anything. But I'm never like, what the hell? Nor am I amused to be like, no, put my ear by the, what's going on over there?
Oh, yeah. And you're right about the wheels kind of falling off a little, because
that's from Jump Street. And it's the big thing. They're like, no credits. There's no opening credits. Just bam, into this movie. And if I'm comparing the previous movie's opener to the credits hitting to this, it is a far cry difference for me.
Apples and oranges. 100%. I mean, we spent, and 2 weeks ago, we spent the majority of our hour talking about how perfect that opener is. This opener, maybe it's because we're older men, I guess, but like,
no, I didn't like it then.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it then either, but I think like just the disdain for being at a movie premiere and how loud it is and crazy it is, it borders on like annoying. So you're just like, man, if that was me, free tickets or not, free white Stab costume or not, like, I'd be telling a lot of people to shut the fuck up.
And maybe I need to go to more screeners. Like, have you ever been to a like a sneak preview of something where they give out like this much merchandise?
No.
To every person? Like,
hell no.
I was like, damn. I was like, did this ever actually happen? I know of like lobby cards were a thing for some movies back when, but
popcorn buckets.
Which, ironically, there's a thrift store in town that has a Scream Ghostface popcorn bucket. That was one of those exclusives that came out, I think, for the last movie, like $40.
Yeah, I think for either 5 or 6.
Whatever the hell it was. But so they still are doing like bucket tins. But I was like, man, how much money is the studio? Like, they had to seriously cut in the budget for making of this.
Yeah, you're hemorrhaging for sure.
They're making Stab like it's a $40 million budget. Sweet. But 20 of that is going to buy costumes to give people during the premiere of the movie. What the hell are you talking about?
And 10 million of it goes to Heather Graham.
Like, we don't have much stock in this being an actually good movie, but people are going to like that they get a bunch of free shit.
We're going to release it in December. The Death Kiss. December and January are the Death Kiss.
Really? I thought it was February, because that's when I remember they dumped a Ghost Rider was like in February. Being like, that's the real dumping ground. So they try to play off like, whatever, it's a love story. Like, no.
January is kind of synonymous for having, like, the studio doesn't have any faith in it. That's why they dump it the very beginning of the year. Like, it's not going to make us any money. Those first, like, 3 months of the year are usually when you get the worst movies that the studios have to offer.
Worse in their eyes. But I thought it was, I associate February with more of that type of thing. But,
yeah.
I don't know. I still think going to the movies in January would be like, it's a new year, new experiences. Go to the theater. But February is usually when it gets the fucking coldest.
Yeah.
Generally, like you think, oh, maybe in January you're like, oh, the fucking season's over. It's gonna start warming up soon. Then February's like, no, it's fucking not.
February slaps your expectations right out of your mouth.
February is like a cold wind in Chicago. Like that shit waits around the corner and hits you when you step out. Like, put that shit up around your head. Put your hands in your pockets.
Oh, that's perfect. I guess, yeah, did you give a brief plot synopsis? Because if not, hit them with a brief plot synopsis.
It's wash and repeat, Scream, but not as good.
That's perfect. I mean, that's pretty spot on.
And we're gonna
man.
do it.
So,
No one in the world did not see it coming 4 more times after this.
That's too much. That's too many.
It's Scream, but not as good as Scream. That's the easiest way I guess.
Diet.
Yeah, it's Diet Scream.
It is Diet Scream. You know, it's okay. Rewatching it this past week, there are things about it I like. There are a lot of things about it I dislike. But it does, I mean, we talk about this all the time, where it kind of, eventually it starts to feel like a parody of itself. And this movie is right there on the edge of like, please take us seriously. We're trying to do this justice, to whoopsie daisy. You know, like, I mean, it's pretty close to like just tripping all over itself and becoming a flat out parody.
I was really trying to figure out what it was I didn't like, because everything about this should be something that works. It's a franchise. You have an iconic villain, a slasher. You have cool kills, a cool kind of, you know, plot. The get of the movie is intriguing. So I was like, what is it that is like, is it just because? And I think it is just because we have 2 people generally, sometimes more, sometimes less, but a basic 2 people always doing the killing, and it's 2 different people every time taking the role of a character. So it's hard for me to be like, that's so Ghostface, when it's so many other people than Ghostface. And I was and I kind of wanted to keep a running tally of being like, how many people died in the first Scream movie from Billy and Stu, and then how many people wearing the Scream mask has Sydney killed? Like, has she killed more people dressed as Ghostface than any Ghostface killer has killed during any one of the films on its own?
Maybe. If not, it's dang close, dude.
So I really think that's my problem, because I totally had it at the end of this movie, like, oh, so that's going to be the get every movie is the reveal. And I was like, I don't know about 7, 8, 10 movies of a whodunit. I think that works for 1, maybe 2 of them, because I'm fine with it in Friday the 13th 1 and 5. But it's just, I really think I'm just getting hung up on different people all being a character.
But here it is. You nailed it. You know why it works in part 5? Because we did not know it was a whodunit. We thought specifically it was Jason. And why does the 2 killers aspect work in the first Scream? We talked about it 2 weeks ago, because we did not know it was going to be 2 killers. This is where we start getting so familiar with this formula. And then, you know, like I said, they're going to try and switch it up in 2 weeks when they do, you know, Scream 3, and it's like, oh, you're used to 2, only 1 this time. Like, but it's too late. It's too late.
But generally, we like that kind of rinse and repeat. Like, we like that in Friday the 13th, Halloween's, and Nightmare on Elm Street's. But here, it doesn't have the same appeal. And I can't speak for the rest of the franchise, because I've seen 3 and 4 and 5, but I don't remember a great deal of each one. But definitely, this is ongoing. I'm ranking this as the weakest pair of killers in this movie. It's very soap opera that we bring back Billy's mom.
Billy's mother.
Billy's mother is, fucking Aunt Jackie is the killer in this, which I don't think she says she killed Jamie Kennedy's character, but like it feels like it's never her doing any of the work here. And the weirdest, and her accomplice is Ola Fantastic, who happens to be
Which I love.
a film student, which his whole gimmick is he wants to do it for the court trial. He's like, the court drama will be like really. I mean, that's an interesting aspect to take. Like, he's really channeling the O.J. Simpson kind of thing of like the trial will be, it'll be all box office dollars, but it's really like weird how
He's
I'm
banking
like,
on getting caught. Yeah,
but it's really weird how they team up. Like, where the fuck is it that Billy's mom's like? She says she's like recruiting people off
serial killer
off
website.
the fucking internet. How does that work? Is Ola Fantastic already killing people? And he's like, I like and posting like progress reports and shit. And she's like, I like your work. You have like she's scouting for the major leagues or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a very weird thing. But here's also, so the script for Scream 2 leaked, and that was the big deal. Like, Wes was, keeping it under wraps, keeping it really secretive, and then the script leaked. I think it leaked maybe 2 or 3 times. So there was many. There was a bunch of adjustments. So originally, and I could be misquoting this. Someone who's listening, let us know. However, but originally, I believe, supposed to be Sydney's roommate and possibly the cameraman. Like, possibly they were the killers, and then like it got changed, and then I believe it was like, oh, we're gonna make it be Dewey, and then it was something else and something else. But as a result, because they jumped, like, because they shot a bunch of that stuff, but then they had to go back and reshoot and change stuff. The movie is very disjointed, and I think that was the thing that I noticed this last go around, especially one, and it's so stupid because it's right at the end. But we're midway through the movie. Jamie Kennedy gets killed.
Biggest mistake I think of the entire franchise, and it shows that there's no sense in it when we get to the third one, because he has a cameo. Like a cameo prequel in the next one, but killing Jamie Kennedy's character, I think, is the biggest misstep of the franchise.
Oh yeah, he's the expert, and that's why we keep going back to him throughout the entire franchise. Let's meet his sister. Let's meet his bloodline, whatever, cousins. Yeah, the bloodline of him, because he was so perfect. If he was so perfect, why'd we kill him? He's the voice of the audience, and then instead, like, everybody becomes the voice of the audience because they're all meta, and that's when it also falls apart. But what I was saying is, the cameraman, sky's out. He's like, there's my van is a crime scene. Peace. I'm done. I'm out. Not doing this.
Smartest move.
You get to the very end of the movie. This is like a day later. He shows back up and he goes, I thought we could report the news like the old days. What? It was yesterday, you fucking idiot.
You mean last week?
It was yesterday. It was literally a day. And I was watching it and I went, there it is. That this whole movie feels like crap. Like you're panic playing chess. Like, move it here. Is it gonna work? Fuck, I don't know. Checkmate, you lose. Like it's rough, dude.
That and they have to bring everyone that survived the previous movie back in, so that alone, I'm like, that's kind of weird that both. I mean, I can see it in the aspect of Kennedy's character is just following Nev Campbell, like
which he could have been the killer,
like a sick puppy,
because he's obsessed.
Yeah, but generally, like, going to the same college, all right, that's kind of strange, because generally at post high school, everyone's kind of just scatters. Mm-hmm. So, but of course, Gail has to show back up because she just happens to be in the area. I don't know why the fuck Cotton Weary hangs around the college as long as he does. Like, when he pops,
and is like a total red herring. Yeah,
sure. When he pops around in the fucking college library, I'm like, why are you still here?
Hitting on college chicks, man.
Like, he's just hanging out, and he's really trying to play like Sydney did him wrong, and there's a potential, like not a relationship, but like a mutual, I don't know, respect or friendship. I don't know what kind of relationship, but it is like, dude, you were fucking my mom. Like, it's weird to have a relationship with you in any capacity.
Yeah.
But I was just like, why the fuck is this dude just hanging around? Like, it seems like he was flown in for the surprise interview, and then he doesn't get it. He's like, I guess I'll just wait and maybe she'll change her mind.
Yeah, just hanging around the college campus for like a week during like everyone getting killed.
Yeah. Back in the late 90s when they didn't really flash any, like, that guy was released on, didn't he have possible murder charges? Let's just let him hang around the campus all day. No IDs, no nothing. Fucking who cares? And
yeah, how lax is campus security? That dude's clearly like 30 and he's just roaming the college campus.
Yeah, and even stranger than that is how we introduced back to Dewey. Dewey's just fucking lost and standing by a tree.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they play his theme music.
Yeah,
it's all squinty-eyed under that tree.
And he's like, it's just like, Dewey? Like, like he's been walking for days? Like, he's just lost. Is this the right college?
He's just like, nope, I'm not Dewey. Like,
I was looking for you. For how long have you been looking for her?
How many colleges are in this city? Yeah, he's just going to every.
Like, he looks like one of my fucking cats that just kind of stops midway through walking somewhere. Like, why the fuck am I here again?
He's not only does he have nerve damage, he has Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
from the knife wounds.
Yeah, which he's got the shocker limp going on.
Oh yeah,
nerve damage.
Mm-hmm. What's with that limp? You were stabbed in the back.
Yeah, like again, I remember that being in the previews of that the coffee like meetup between Dewey and Kennedy, where he's just laying out all the groundwork for what a sequel has to be. And I was like,
if I'm a suspect,
you're a suspect. All right,
you're right.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. But so going back to Randy, dude, that is an interesting thing, and I believe we've talked about it in some capacity somewhere, whether it be on the YouTube channel or just in life in general. The fact that Randy follows her to that college, and this is still pre-Columbine, but it's a lot of red flags, man. We're throwing up a lot of red flags. He's a horror movie obsessed, kind of a weirdo. And he's a survivor to a mass murder, whatever, a serial killing. He follows the girl that he's had a crush on for all of high school to college. He still has a crush on her because he does not like Derek. Man, it's bordering on, this is going to be like a Wicked Obsession or whatever episode. Like, he's gonna kill her in her dorm room. He seems like he would have been a logical choice to have snapped. I
don't know. I never quite got that. Maybe I was sympathetic to his cause. He feel like he becomes the class clown of the film class, and like he found his alpha spot was in that class, and he right there. He straight up when he's talking with Dewey, he already has figured out what happens in the movie. He's like, it's the film obsessed Tarantino freak. So I was like, he's already got it nailed right there, 100% done. But yeah, we get Dewey getting, we think, killed again.
Oh yeah, over and over.
Like, he is becoming BioCop. I fully expect this. Like, he's gonna be like Rickety Cricket in Always Sunny. Like, he's just gonna have just like half his face burned and one black eye. Constantly like broken, missing organs and ribs. Like, he's just progressively going to get worse every film. Like, because after he like this one, I was like, oh, so that's going to be the other thing, is he's going to seemingly die every movie but survive.
Shows up in 3 with like a colostomy bag and like a prosthetic arm.
Yes, there's some shit like that. But I mean, he's still like fun to see, even though his entrance is fucking bizarre and his durability is to be admired. But the character I'm like probably the most like befuddled by is Vern, the new boyfriend for Nev Campbell's character, because he's always Vern to me from Stand By Me. I forget his real name at the moment. I know he's got his famous
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah, because he's got his famous brother. They both did The New Guy together. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell, totally with like being the lapdog boyfriend. Like they try to like make that a red herring possibly for a hot minute, but I don't ever really buy it on that either. And then the strangest thing is he starts like a song and dance montage.
Yeah.
Not montage, but he just starts doing like a high school movie like song dedication in the lunchroom. I'm like, this doesn't fit in this movie at all. This is
in this world.
Yeah, this is some, drive me crazy, she's all that scene. Like, did they get the wrong script for the day and film this instead?
Yeah, it does very much feel like one of those teen comedies, like, oh, she took her glasses off and she was pretty type of deal. If it belongs in one of those movies for sure. Which, again, that's what I'm saying, feels very like we're tiptoeing on that. We're walking the plank for this becoming a parody. And, I mean, boy, howdy, we're close to just dropping right into shark-infested waters a ton of times in this movie. And I mean, the first movie nailed it with the abundance of red herrings. There's enough red herrings in the first movie to keep you entertained and keep you going, yeah, could be. But it never feels like stupid. In this movie, we meet the two frat girls. Hi, I really mean that. Hi, Rebecca Gayheart and the other girl who talks out her nose. They seem like, are they trying to befriend her because they're killers? Like every person who looks in their direction, you're like, oh, we could be the killer constantly. And it's so stupid so many times. Even to where you start to question the police at a point.
Speaking of the police, there's a motive that is brought up, and then I feel like it's either dropped or I just forget about it. But the original, like they're killing the people getting killed, have a name connotation to everyone that died in the previous movie, and I feel like that's brought up, and then that's where it's left in the same scene it's brought up in.
It is abandoned immediately.
Yeah, that's
immediately.
Weird. I literally just now I was like, oh yeah, didn't they say like, oh, the first few people died because they had the name connotation with someone that died in Woodsboro?
CC, yeah,
short
Casey
for
Becker.
Casey. Oh shit, it's the and then I'm like, what the hell happened with that?
Nothing.
We
gave up, and you know why we gave up? Because we had to do rewrites, we had to do reshoots. That's I guarantee it. It's kind of like when we watch Freddy's Dead. And we always miss the two numbers.
Yeah.
They're not there. I don't know why, but they're not there. No one can find them. They are just not in that movie.
I need to recomb through the deleted scenes. I found a bunch of deleted scenes for Freddy's Dead on the interwebs of shit that made it a lot darker.
It's got to be in there.
They have to be somewhere in there. I just need to search for it. I need to remember what numbers I'm fucking missing, because I always forget which fucking numbers I'm missing, and then find them.
It's a 7, 8. Better stay up late.
I don't. Every time I think I
5, 6, grab your crucifixes.
It's in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because 9, 10 we see on the newspaper. It is 7, 8 that's missing.
Yep, 7, 8 is missing. But that's got to be what's going on with Scream 2, because we literally, that scene's what, 5 minutes long, something like that. We're gonna sit and do our detective work.
And that's Gail doing that shit. That's not even the police doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Crack squad, always west of the crack squad police department. I'm like, maybe I should tell the lieutenant.
Oh yeah, and then campus security. Every uniform in this movie is useless.
Woo!
Chase, what is it? Catch dogs, rescue cats, and we love it.
Yeah, I just wanted the theme for the Halloween 5 police to accompany every cop in a Wes Craven film, except for John Saxon.
Somebody could get hurt with that thing.
Hey, what's he doing? Tell him someone could get hurt with that thing.
That's another thing. Police. The police in this movie, when Ghostface is driving the car and smashes into that one cop, he's on the hood of the car pointing the gun, and he, whatever, like, drop it, fucker, or whatever. He says some stupid line.
Freeze, I'll blow your fucking brains out.
yeah, that's what it is. Instead of, what do you mean freeze? He's driving a car. Just
even if he freezes, you're still moving.
shoot him. Just shoot him. It makes zero sense. There's so many lines like that in this movie that just...
I love that they kill that immediately because they put up like that she has police bodyguards for the rest of the film. They're like, oh, they're always there. Oh, well, I'll never get a moment alone to you now. And then literally when they have something to do, when they're put into action, boy, they're wiped out so quick.
They're useless.
So they're not very good cops.
He's not a very good coroner.
He's not a good coroner at all. Like, dude, they get wiped.
Oh, yeah.
So
immediately.
Yeah, like, how so are these... And they play it off like they're in regular clothes, so you would think they're like seasoned detective police. Like they've like, I would wager if you're able to wear like your dress clothes and have the badge fucking hanging out of your jacket pocket like that, like, oh, he's at least killed a couple people in the line of duty.
Yeah. He's
apprehended hundreds. He knows how to, he's aware, he's situationally aware all the time. And gosh, these two guys just and that's like, it's at a random red fucking light.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, that's supernatural killer ability stuff. That's going outside of the realm of this is planned by two regular ass real people.
For sure.
So I don't, that's more like layers for that cake of like why it doesn't taste good to me.
It is, and again, it leans really heavy into like, I don't know, like it feels very like staged and silly. Everything feels like a set piece to me, which bothers me. Like after the car crashes, and then we that's a pretty tense sequence. I'm not gonna front. That's pretty tense when they're trying to get out of the car.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's almost like they milk it a bit too much. Like I forgot my purse and climb back over him.
Well, and that's exactly like it works. And then, the whole, I got to go back and look at and see who it is. I'm going to see who it is. And we got these random pallets stacked up, and there's all this weird shit on the side of the road. And then, so you're telling me that Tim...
Just need boxes full of watermelons and chickens.
Yeah, a couple of guys walking back and forth with a plate glass window. But you're telling me that Timothy Olyphant crawled out of that window, ran around the block, and hopped out just in time to stab Sydney's roommate. That's the type of stuff where I go,
maybe
I don't like
maybe
that.
That's the second time Aunt Jackie got her hands dirty, because I feel like she's making Ola Fantastic do all the work. I don't even believe she says that's her killing Kennedy in the van, but I'm like, really? I was like, I don't know. I have a harder time believing that Aunt Jackie could just throw Kennedy's ass around that fucking van as much as she does. Even in violent rage mode, like where he's throwing in like his back breaks out the fucking glass on the window. Like,
oh yeah, what's she, like 106 pounds at best?
Yeah, holding the camera too. Like, I'm like, really? She's like, if that's a problem, I'm really gonna have trouble in a few weeks with somebody manhandling. I think someone that should be much more overpowering than they are. It
just gets more and more silly every entry in the franchise. But the other character who's a red herring, and we haven't mentioned him, this is in my opinion, I'm going to say like a celebrity cameo, David Warner.
Oh yeah,
you got Secret of the Ooze all up in here, the original Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, that's what I was like when we were rewatching it. The wife's like, I can't believe how he got Warner to do this movie. I'm like, he originally wanted him to be Freddy. That's why. So he's finally getting his taste of getting him to be in a Wes Craven film, because that was originally going to be who they wanted for Krueger, but he backed out at the last minute. So I'm having a blast blowing the wife's mind with knowledge from. She's still kind of rocked by the Kenny the cameraman shit.
Oh yeah, the something about Mary.
Yeah. But that's another aspect that's kind of strange, is I can logically see Kennedy's character going into film class. I did not peg Sydney to be a theater kid.
Yeah, and I genuinely hate all of the theater stuff. I really do not like it.
I laughed because there's some fight sequences where they portray like these big ass bricks falling down and like leveling people. I'm like, those don't hurt. I was like,
Yeah.
that's like, oh gosh, all these pillows fell down on me. What am I going to do?
I mean, it might catch you off guard. You might be like, oh, what the hell hit me? But you're not going to drop and be like buried.
Selling getting hit by those as being impactful is more ridiculous to me than Bruce Campbell getting pinned down by that fucking shelf in Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah. Weighs like half a pound.
I can't get it off of me. Yeah, these bricks is bouncing off of people. Like, no. I know you're trying, but no.
That whole, the whole theater thing, and then that being the spot where we have the reveal. It's rough to me. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it. But I don't like, I just really don't like it. It feels like a weird place to have the finale. And I'm like checking out at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I like the Gale shot in the stomach. And just kind of lays out for a good 20 minutes or so, not making no noise. It doesn't knock her out.
Yeah,
she should
She's over
be
there
just,
like Paul Rubens in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, she should kind of be like dude in Reservoir Dogs, like I'm fucking dying over here. But she just, put a hand over it.
You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, just put a hand over it and she's fine. She'll even still be able to pull off the. And it's so goddamn goofy, but Ola fantastic when we think that he's down and out, has the scary movie, second comeback, and man does he get buddy copped as Platoon, blah 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 blah. Because apparently,
Defoed.
Yeah, because apparently a news girl and a college student are crack shots.
Yeah.
Take his ass down.
Oh yeah, he gets Swiss cheesed. For sure.
Yeah, I'd love to see that corner report. Like, it was like 222 rounds of various caliber ammunition in this kid.
Black viscous liquid.
And it seems like this woman has a gunshot to her head long after she's been dead.
Mm-hmm. Not a drop of blood oozing out.
Yeah, no splatter.
It's already coagulated.
Just like.
Yep.
Just to be sure.
Presto, you dead. I know you're not necessarily the biggest Timothy Olyphant fan.
Fantastic.
I'm not sure why, but everybody likes different actors or whatever. But I've always been a big fan of him, and to me, he is the saving grace of this movie. I like him. I enjoy his scenes, and I guess I'm okay with his killer motive, as shoehorned as it is.
It's believable.
And I feel like it's the combination of the you killed my kid and then the I'm going to be a famous serial killer. Like, it's a weird combination. They don't play well together.
No.
Had it been one or the other, I think fine.
If it was a more, like, untrustworthy relationship. Like, wrestling does this all the time. Like, the not sure partners, like the slow turn and look. Like, should I shake this guy's hand? Is he going to stab me in the back? Maybe a bit more of that, but he is blindsided as shit when she's like, yeah, that's not the plan for you to survive and get to court, blah, 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 blah. Like,
right, gonna blame it all on you.
Yeah, he looks genuinely like,
E2, Brute?
We had a good thing going here.
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's weird for the two of them to be...
It's super, super weird. Like, just trying to think of how they got together, and then...
Shoehorned.
But, yeah, they should have played it more... Like, I'm totally going wrestling. They should have played it more like she's Triple H, and he's Batista. Like, he's just a dumb fucking idiot, moron, mongoloid guy. Like, just make him... I can just make him do shit. I'll just, mother him, make him do shit. Like, he's...
Yeah, Stu Mocker.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then,
pussy ass, a wet rag.
Yeah, and then, then kill him like, yeah, we expected that to happen any moment. Man, that might have played a little bit better, but yeah, they don't really tell us, other than the one kill who was doing a lot of the legwork, but I just feel it was Ola fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's a fit man. Takes a man to do something like that,
And so stumbling and bumbling as much as Stu probably was in the suit, so
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the older you get, when you start taking bumps like that, you're going to be...
Fractured rib.
I mean, you start sounding like Uncle Elroy from Next Friday when he gets his back fucked up. Like, the disc slipped again.
Yep, everything's like wheezy. Sounds like popcorn shaking around inside your lungs or something.
Yeah, like the following day after like Geller's death, like we should see if it was Aunt Jackie, she should be like fucking limping, walking up to Gail with the microphone, like swapping hands, going like, oh, this fucking hand hurt. Oh man, fingers are falling asleep. Oh, long night.
Yeah, we never do see injuries on the ghost faces until the reveal. Then it's like when Timothy Olyphant takes the mask off or steps out or whatever, his forehead's busted.
Yeah, which I was like and
yeah, because he was in the car. He crashed the car, and now it makes sense or whatever. Like, but it's plot armor until then.
Which I immediately, until is like, oh, I don't plan to deny this was me. But I was initially like, well, his blood's all over the fucking mask. Well, he's not gonna be able to, sell that he was an innocent in any of this. Oh, he wants to be. And still, I've not really seen that done since, where someone's doing the killing because they want the fame of the court drama. So I liked, I do like that aspect. But yeah, when we got done with the movie, wife's like, well, what'd you think now watching? I'm like, still not a huge fan of it, but it's okay. It's okay, but I still feel the same way I did then. Of like, it's an okay movie, but I'm like, I don't want to ride this ride anymore. It was fun the first ride, but like, it's not the same for 2. And she's super big fan of 3, so we'll definitely see what things get unearthed in 2 weeks when I finally make my trip to redo that movie from beginning to end. Because full disclosure, I've seen it beginning to end maybe 2 or 3 times. I've seen bits of it constantly because she'll throw it on when I'm not around because she knows I'm not a fan of it. So this will be it'll be fun to rewatch 3 with the 3B eyes lasered in, the old man realistic eyes. So where can I find goofy shit in this one? Because that was the best part of watching 2. Like just seeing some of the shit. Like, what the? Why is Dewey lost in the fucking middle of the college?
What's happening? I don't want to speak ill of your wife, but she's wrong for liking Scream 3.
Everybody likes their own thing, and like we like to say, we're not going to crucify you for it unless you're married to one of us. And like, she's wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. What's Up Pam is wrong. And anyone else listening who likes Scream 3, you're wrong. But that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. We're allowed to be wrong.
That should be the example of like, see, I do not like Scream 3, and the wife loves it. And what happened? I married her. That didn't get in the way at all.
I have to watch it every time she feels like it.
Yeah. And I was like, cool. Now we're gonna
compromise.
Now we're gonna throw on Be Cool, and we're gonna watch that super disdain movie that she doesn't like that I like.
That's how it works.
Maybe not so much at the moment because I'm on a love-hate relationship with The Rock, and at the moment I don't like him.
I gotcha. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we haven't covered. Okay. We talked about Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. But I just want to bring this up because this, to me, is another one of those weird things that I feel like we're doing it. Who are we doing this for? We're doing this specifically for the audience or whatever. When she's getting the phone calls and all of this stuff is happening at the dorm house, then her friend does the cheapest jump scare of all time, popping out and being like, hey, you didn't go to the party? What are you doing? Whatever. But then the camera pulls back and we have Ghostface sneak in through the front door. But prior to that, Cece, or whatever her name is, she was hearing someone moving around in the attic. So we're led to believe Ghostface is already in the attic, unless that was her roommate upstairs making noise.
The house settling. I don't know.
Yeah. It's been there for hundreds. It's the dorm that dripped blood, But it's weird to me because it's like we're implying Ghostface is probably already inside the house. And then like he does that whole sneak through the front door and run around, which if he's in the costume on campus, out in the street, and then running inside, Who's that for? You're just gonna get caught. It bothers me. That's the kind of stuff that really bothers me.
That same for me, as well as like that there's not, because of shit's happened for real in the past. There's a movie craze going on. This person's at this college that was involved with it. That there's not added security around campus that we ever see. And if there even is, it is lax enough that a bunch of dudes can dress up in robes and nobody's like none the wiser, has second thoughts about it when they capture O'Connell and wrap him up, which is more shit. I'm like, I don't believe, like, they have this rave party for whatever reason, also at the theater, tie him, Undertaker style to a cross symbol. And when we pan back, when he's still tied to that thing, it's pristine. It's clean as could be. I'm like, you tell me all these college kids partied like fucking rock stars and cleaned up after they were done? More bullshit, I don't believe.
False.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely false.
But I was curious, 'cause I do think it looks pretty all right. Maybe I need to look closer at it to see maybe where things go wrong. But how do you feel about O'Connell's gunshot? Because it's a pretty neat looking like shot to the chest, and he has no shirt on, so it's one of those like Savini tricks of how do you make that kind of effect happen when a dude is shirtless.
Oh yeah, it has to be a fake chest,
but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
I got no issues with that. With it, it looks like it actually. I feel like heartburn kind of sets in on when I see it. Like, oh yeah, I feel hot.
You can see the meat.
Yeah,
the wet meat. It's weird. I will say this though. Let's as far as the kills and everything go, that's one of Randy's rules, right? Is that it's going to be more gore, more blood, more gore, yada yada. It feels pretty much the same, if not more tame. Nothing tops Casey Becker in the opening of the first Scream.
Yeah, two people are gutted in the previous movie. In this one, we have a couple of stabbings. And yes, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I mean, she does get thrown off the roof, but it doesn't look too terrible. Yeah, everything with Randy is off screen. We just see the
pipe through the cop's head.
Pipe through the cop's head.
That's about as gore.
Yeah, that's okay. Like, yeah, I don't feel like which is gorier. Like, I would say either on par or maybe a little less than the previous.
Mm-hmm. So for them to, make that one of the rules that they're going to up the ante seems pretty tame.
I feel like someone should have got set on fire to up the ante for this. Like, there needs to be somebody running around on fire. Tony Caesar needs to light his body with flaminant and just be running around the college campus on fire. That's
just hugging people.
Yeah,
lighting them.
That's an anti-upping right there.
Yeah, because it's pretty tame, pretty standard.
Yeah, it's their signature of using the same. Which, like, many times do you keep finding the same fucking knife to use over and over again? Or the fact that everyone still likes cleaning the blade for something that's an off. Like, that is not a detail.
Yeah,
that is probably... Yeah,
that's not in the coroner report or something. Yeah.
That's not in any report. Like, before he stabbed me again, he cleaned the blood with his hand. Again, that's shit that would work if it's the same killer. Like, yeah, that's a signature for that killer. But this is, half a dozen people being this killer over a few movies. How do they all have the same...
14 people, yeah.
How do they have the same fucking, like, nuances that the first guys have? They shouldn't. They should all be vastly, vastly different.
That is true. And we talked about it 2 weeks ago where... That was essentially my hang-up is Ghostface, in essence, is iconic. His look, his voice, whatever, like the voice.
Yeah.
The weapon. Those things are all iconic, but they don't belong to him. They belong to a collective. And that's where it loses a lot of its oomph.
Yeah.
Because... You're expecting me to believe that Aunt Jackie is doing these things, one look at them and you should be like, well, Ola Fantastic or whatever you call him wears a size 12 work boot. She wears a size 4, like
a 9.
It should be way different. Yeah, should be way different where you can just tell.
Or it should be goofy as fuck looking when she puts on Hola Fantastic's boots and she's like, it's like watching a 4-year-old wear like the adult shoes, like clopping around. Everything's like slouching off of her.
Yeah. Like, wait, why'd we buy extra large costumes? This is bullshit.
Yeah, it should be overwhelming on her, or it should be minimal as shit, like a belly shirt on him. Like everything should just be too short, or he's wearing flip flops or something.
And we never cross that bridge. We never have to deal with that, where the killers look so different, because we're always using a stunt double he's always Ghostface, essentially. Like one guy is always Ghostface, and
so we have
it doesn't really work.
So we have similarities, like a familiarity on that aspect. But yeah, I honestly think that might make things better for me if there was. Well, do you like the Billy and Stu Ghostface, or do you like the Aunt Jackie Ghostface? Like, if I could if there was enough stuff to distinguish each one from previous ones. Like maybe even a different color on the mask, or a different mark on the mask.
Like Jason.
Yeah. Or just fucking footwear, or choice of weaponry. Something like that. I might go along with it better. I think I think I've nailed. That's my fucking hang up on this franchise. My biggest hang up is that they're all being the same guy, when it should be like getting the variety pack of cereals. Like everything should be different to a degree.
Your preference, yeah.
Yeah, and it's
this one runs different. This one, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, one runs, one walks. The one, fucking he skips when he does shit. I don't know, but something. They should all be different. They should not all still be doing the same nuances that the first guys did. They shouldn't know that's what they did.
Exactly. That's all right. I think we did. We've officially nailed down the issue. We've stabbed the issue, if you will.
Yep, and it'll make you scream.
Oh boy.
Isn't that the tagline for Stab? Is like, stab, this one's gonna hurt.
Some shit like that.
In more ways than one.
I don't even know you, and I dislike you already. Oh boy.
Difference between you and Billy, I fucking killed him. So again, if we're counting, Sydney has killed 4 people now.
Yep.
So 2 movies in, she's killed 4. And she initially... All right, then what is the body count for the first movie? Let's just redo this. It's, we have Drew, her boyfriend. We have the principal. The cameraman. Rose McGowan. Mm-hmm. Is that it? Am I missing somebody? Somebody's listening, screaming like, you forgot. Da-da-da-da-da.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think it's just the 5.
It's pretty reserved.
So
kill count, because Hembry's the only one where like that's a little out, like he's stepping outside to kill the principal for no reason other than to pad the body count.
So Sydney is 1 away from matching Billy and Stu. Yeah. So I'm assuming, because I don't remember, after the next movie, she will have killed more people than the massacre she was involved in. Okay, you count. Madness. Okay, you count Maureen. So there we got 6. Mm-hmm. We get the previous off-screen kill of Maureen. So we'll give it the 6. So she is still 3/4 of the way there.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm keeping a Sydney kill count going for this. I'm feeling like she's going to have a bigger body count than the massacre she initially survived.
Oh, that's 100%.
Yeah,
because we're already almost there. So, but
maybe
was there anything else?
No, I can't think of anything else to add to this feature film, and other than if this was 1997, you had finished Scream 2, and like, hey, we're gonna do Scream 3. That movie did really well. What would you do next? Because I don't know where you would go. If the master of 3B video was to rewrite history and do Scream 3, you're given the blank check. What do? What's your take?
Probably, I mean, we get close to it in 3, I guess, because Sydney kind of goes off in hiding, and then... But I would assume... Make her
like dude from Final Destination. She's just living in a shack, just assuming everything's out to kill her.
I kind of like the idea of her moving out into the middle of nowhere. Not necessarily going like full Laurie Strode in Halloween 2018, but like living out in the middle of nowhere and then having therapy, a lot of therapy. And whether that starts with, survivor therapy, so it's like group therapy, and then that would make sense that someone in the therapy would kind of put two and two together because she would speak vaguely about what she survived. And then you have like maybe someone, coming after her. How
do you feel if it went a Bloody Valentine route, like the remake? Like let's say that the killings start up again, but it's really her doing it, and she doesn't know that she's the one doing it.
I'm also with that. I'm okay with that too. Like there are so many times, which we talked about in this hour, where I felt like the scale could have been tipped and it could have been Randy. That's the thing that this franchise really, really struggles with from now on, is everyone that's a member of the original cast, they essentially have plot armor forever until, we're going to bump.
Victim number is called.
Yeah, but most of them don't. And then they just stay and they stay and they stay. And they're really not offering anything other than the fact that they're attached to the original film. They're just getting older. And so, like, their motives, I don't know, man. I feel like surviving it so many times, you might snap. After being like, in the second movie, being like, well, she's not the killer here. Like, okay, I get that. But by like 5 or 6, you'd be like, she is fucking insane. She has killed 7 people already. She's got a bloodlust.
Killing.
Now anyone who even talks to her about Woodsboro, she fucking kills.
Killing's as easy as breathing.
Mm-hmm. When you're pushed.
Yeah, just go the whole Friday 5 route. Just give her the Tommy Jarvis haunted mentality of have her just be literally haunted by the dead, like the post-dead bodies of all the people she's killed. Bring back Matthew Lillard with fucking like burn singe marks all over his face from a TV smashed on him. Show me bloody ass Billy Loomis just haunting her to where she goes into that full berserk mode and starts killing people and thinking it's somebody else doing it.
See, we were close to that in 5. Now let's imagine that Billy didn't have a long-lost daughter because he had sex with some other girl who wasn't Sydney in 1995. Let's assume that it's Sydney taking medication and seeing Billy Loomis.
Yeah.
That makes sense. He ruined her life.
Yeah.
His daughter doesn't know what he fucking looks like. So why is she having these?
Hey, that's 6 weeks away.
That's a couple weeks away. We'll leave that be because I'll get angry about it in a couple weeks. But, I mean, for real, Sydney being a killer is a logical explanation. Had it been done in 1998, not now, not ever. We're done. Like let's just call it a day. But yeah.
Well, speaking of anger. Maybe it's time we just spread some of that on like cream cheese on a bagel, man. Let's check out some of them creamy Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
Adrienne! On June 8th, 2021, she rose 1 star, out of 5. And she gives it a big old thumbs down, 1 star. Not worth my rent money, movie trash.
That ain't my brand. I like oatmeal.
That ingredient lazy. Bruce on November 4th, 2019, 1 star, blue. BLEW, not BLUE.
Okay. Dabba-dee-dabba-die.
It just gets worse. Nev Campbell's barely in it. David Arquette and Courtney Cox were the stars of the film, and they just weren't very compelling.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why it had too much Nev Campbell in. Do you think it had less Nev than it did in the previous movie?
I'd have to stopwatch her.
Does it feel? Does it feel like that? Because what is it like? The first Elm Street, I think Freddy's on screen for 8 minutes total, but he kind of permeates that whole movie. Do you feel like Nev Campbell is not in the movie as much as the previous? It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't hit me that way.
No, and I'll tell you why. And again, it's because I hate all of those theater scenes. Those to me are literally like Elm Street 3 when she's running in the sticky hallway.
Oh,
that's how
that's check your watch or compelled to look at your phone times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, boy, when we hit those scenes, I don't know what it is, but it's just like, it's like a slog for the movie. Like, who gives a fuck if she can memorize the lines? And then let's dance around and, Ghostface is dressed like Ghostface, sneaking around on the stage. Shut up. I just,
Again, something
go away.
that she should go more at that. Like, is she seeing that shit for real or not? And they don't ever explore whether or not that was legit or in her mind.
That was Aunt Jackie. She's in there dancing around like a fucking idiot.
This makes me want you to go down and check to make sure your White Noise 2 is legitimate and in there, because this is from Rondell Dale Branch on July 5th, 2016. 1 star. Received a sealed DVD box of Scream 3 with no disc inside. May 7th, 2016.
Wow. So that's a straight up manufacturing error. They cellophaned it.
Well, and it's a double misunderstanding because that's under the Scream 2 reviews. And he's like, well, I got Scream 3 and I didn't get it. I just got a case. And I checked it, 2 months later, and it's not there.
Took you 2 months to decide to watch Scream 3. Well, yeah, I suppose it takes me many years to decide to want to watch Scream 3.
But he put the review under Scream 2 because I made sure to look like, no, this is still Scream 2. He's bitching about Scream 3. So I wonder if Scream 3 rolls around, if he's going to come back and be like, I got this, I got Scream 2 and then ended up getting Scream 3, and Scream 3 didn't have anything in it but a case.
Poor fella.
This I feel is the most post-us millennial 1 star that ranks almost right up there, and it's appropriate being a Wes Craven film, right there next to Nightmare on Elm Street's 1 star from Brad on a March 26, 2016. 1 star. No digital copy. Any movie purchased after 2010 should.
I want it, so you give it.
No digital copy. No review on the movie at all. Just did that he insists on that there be a digital copy of it, and if there's not, it's shit.
Listen here, crybaby. Hold on to your disc and love it.
I guess soon you'll only be able to buy digital shit.
Boo. Boo hiss.
This one from Billy Heil. Next year will be celebrating its silver anniversary because this is July 24th, 2000. 24 years ago. Billy says 1 star, ha ha ha. Go ahead, say it in person's voice. You don't know the ending to this if you've never watched it. Well, I did. After viewing the preview, I figured it out. Not very hard. This is Wes Craven's worst movie yet. If you don't know the ending of this after watching the preview, then you have got to be dumb. Don't buy this movie because the mystery of it is gone and hardly any action occurs in the film. The movie doesn't even deserve to be a film.
That's a little harsh.
Like, you've seen every Wes Craven movie and you're like, worse than Deadly Friend.
Hey. Deadly Friend for life.
Worse than Music of the Heart.
I've never seen Music of the Heart, but I'm all about some boo-boo.
Nobody has seen Music of the Heart because they're like, Wes is not doing a horror film? Oh, I'm all right.
I'm out. Vampire in Brooklyn, though. We can talk.
I don't know. I may need to give that another try. Every time I've tried Vampire in Brooklyn, I just have not clicked with it.
Say it with me. Evil is good. I love that movie, dude.
Yeah, the wife loves it too. But I'm like, but she likes Scream 3 too, so this could be a wild card situation. I don't know. All right, the last 1 star review for Scream 2 comes on October 1st, 2000. Again, 24 years ago, man. 1 star, all in caps. Burn this movie. The worst movie I've ever seen. It is a disgrace of the whole horror franchise suspense movies ever made. Not even funny or gory. No only plain stupid. No story, no blood, no cool killer, nothing. It is a bad movie. It should be burned, and all its copies do not buy this movie and get away from it fast.
Wow. All right, then.
By the way, that's from Aaron Elna Cave Calderon.
It's a lot of names.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So safe to say that if one of the conventions we frequent got Aunt Jackie, you wouldn't have her sign Scream 2?
Fuck. Like, I feel like there's another movie that she's done that I'm like, but I can't for the life of me think of what the hell it is.
I'd have to go buy a Roseanne box set because.
You know what? In this case, I'm like, how about just an 8x10? No, I'll just go an 8x10. Like,
hook it up.
Sure.
Little Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah, I can't. I feel like there's something just on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of what it is that is a movie she did, but it's escaping me.
I don't know. I'm not well versed in her filmography either.
Not a great deal, but it's like, God damn, I feel there's something. No, my God.
Gotta be.
There's got to be.
In our collective minds, there has to be a movie we've seen her in, and we're just not thinking of it. We will. It's the Ken Sagos effect. Like, in 2 hours, you'll snap me, "It's this!" And I'll go, "Yep. Well, Evil, I suppose, now that we're done with the Amazon 1-star reviews." What does that mean?
And again, I'm terrified because I don't have a clue what in the world to go with, but it's time to play the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about the game and how you play it. Bitch, hang up the phone and start 69 his ass.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that is from Scream. That is from Scream 2. I was like, is that from Scary Movie? You don't. We're watching Shakespeare in Love up in here.
You on camera now? Yeah, I got you on camera now.
Candid camera. Out of my face. Out of my face.
Little dick's like a disability, man.
I would know. Oh, boy. That's right. It's time to play the game. And if you're new here, welcome. But you're probably scratching your head asking yourself, what is the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself, where you got to pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. So since we're covering Scream 2, I'm just going to say the same stuff I said for Scream 1. You can't have his mask. You can't have his robe. You can't have his knife. You can't have his boots. Leave it alone. Those are too easy. Pick something weird. Pick something hard, because God knows we have to. Pick something difficult.
Yeah.
And let us know in the comments on the podcast. Let us know on Discord. Let us know on Patreon. Let us know YouTube, Facebook, wherever you find us.
Venmo us.
We gotta know.
Venmo us some coin and tell us your prop in the Venmo.
I'll take it.
Yep.
Boy, you are not wrong about this being tough.
Yeah, I have something, but it wasn't it wasn't fun.
Well, so do you want to go first then?
Sure.
All right.
I'll take the cameraman's box of Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, ooh, those sound delicious. Because he takes forever to go, like, I'm gonna go get some donuts, and he goes, and he's gone the entire duration of Randy's death, just coming back to get into his van and enjoy his box of donuts, and oh, son of a bitch, there's a college kid's dead all over my property.
Special K, X-Lax, whatever the hell he says when he.
So
I want to come back when y'all are talking about something a little more Saved by the Bellish.
Man, that is excessively Kevin Williamson dialogue right there. Holy shit. But I was like, I got nothing. I was like, well, let's take that box of donuts, because that got a reaction at me. I'm like, ooh.
Boy. So, I think, if I got to take something weird, which I could probably get at any dollar store around Halloween.
Shit.
But I think I'll probably take one of those glow-in-the-dark stab knives from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, you can get those at, you tip them one way and they get all bloody.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing those. Those are everywhere. Glow-in-the-dark one,
yeah.
I think, might be a tougher find.
Yeah, could be. And if I couldn't have that...
I don't know if kids are really fascinated by shit that glows in the dark like we used to be.
No, probably not.
It's like,
I mean, they literally have supercomputers in their pockets.
Yeah, this shit glows all kinds of colors, not just dark.
Not just
in the dark.
Yep. What kind of baby's toy is this?
It just shines green. You got any? That's it.
It's lame.
How much you pay for this?
But it doesn't take a battery.
Yeah.
It takes sunlight.
It's all natural. Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So if I got to take something else, I'll take the boombox that the idiot college students listening to Cottonmouth Kings are carrying when they walk by and get Randy killed. Had it not been for Suburban Life by Cottonmouth Kings, someone would have heard Randy.
Speaking of the soundtrack to this movie, I have to throw this caveat in there. I won't say who, I won't say which, but of the soundtrack involved in this movie, there is one track that plays, and I'm like, yeah, I live next door to somebody that's in that band. I'm like, I love your shit in Scream too, buddy.
Can we just take him? Because he's a part of the soundtrack. Can he be our prop?
I would like, how much money residually did you get off Scream 2?
Also, let me say this. Compared to Scream 1, this soundtrack is ass. And I even owned it.
I did too.
It is not good. This is not a good soundtrack. Everything's so soft.
Everything's very 1998, like that pre-nu metal sound.
And there was like a weird remix thing of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds' Red Right Hand, and it was weird.
That's a puzzler as to why that becomes the kind of the theme song of the franchise is Red Right Hand. I don't
know, but I like it. I just don't like that remix or whatever.
I love it, but if you were watching that first movie and you're like, what do you think the theme song would be? If there's gonna be several of these movies, which song of this first movie do you think would be the one that carries on? I would have instantly went with the Youth of America.
Youth of America all day. Bird Brain for life.
Because I mean, it oddly fits, like kind of the narrative of the movies, but for whatever reason, Red Right Hand got it. Either way, I love them both, but I would not have guessed that Red Right Hand would be, and that is synonymous now with that franchise. If you go and look at Red Right Hand on YouTube, the music video of it, 90% of the comments are like, they're like, love this from Scream, and the other 10% is like, this is great in Hellboy and or Dumb and Dumber.
Yep. Yeah, it's a weird thing because you would think like Bird Brain, Youth of America kind of captures the tone of the franchise.
Yeah.
And then Red Right Hand is kind of like a folky, chill. It's a chill vibe song.
Yeah, it's a post-kill, like, well, the town is gripped with fear montage moment.
And, yeah. So that is weird.
It is
But
weird.
I mean, I guess you got to have both sides of the coin, right? You got to have like the fun, punk, crazy, and then you got to have like the everyone's scared vibe, I guess.
But I mean, even the score, like outside of soundtrack stuff, the score is not noticeable in this movie to me. Unlike the last one, which it was very like played into the movie. Like I said, if the soundtrack if the score has nothing, like I'd have no memory of it when it's done, it was not effectively working.
I think it's like the sound or the score for the second one seems like they spent more money on it. Like it's orchestral, like it's big and bombastic. But like you said, I can't think of really any music cues.
Yeah, there's no.
But it's all kind of that same score in a box, like Halloween H2O style.
Yeah,
music.
I mean that's the era we're getting into there, where it's not a key component like it would have been previous, years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing that there's no ambiance. There's nothing
Perfect.
I can hear to be like, yeah, that's capturing the vibe of Scream 2.
Yeah, like in Scream 1, there's that weird, it almost sounds like metal shrieking, like, that noise that...
Yeah, which is on
in the
the
score.
that's like the theme to Woodsboro. I remember that on the soundtrack. That was like the last track on that CD. And I can feel, and it's got that thing you coined, the breathy lalas in there too.
Mm-hmm.
It works. It hits an ambiance. I don't get that into it all.
No, even though they bring that cue in maybe once or twice, but the majority of the music falls pretty flat.
Yeah, it's all head-scratching moments.
With the falling flat music and the, I think maybe the setting too. The setting really throws me off a little bit, but there's a lot of things wrong with it for me, but I don't know. I don't want to talk forever, so...
So we won't. So that's Scream 2. Tuned back in a couple weeks where we go into the trilogy where I thought, and a lot of people thought for a long time, that's it. It's forever going to be known as the Scream Trilogy.
Mm-hmm. So I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there. And somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
Hey, you'd better check your conscience at the door, sweetie. I'm not here to be loved.